Let's observe silence for a few minutes. Om. Bhagavad Gita, chapter 4, chapter 7. We'll chant the last few verses. From which verse we are chanting today?
24, Ramiji.
So 24 till the end, right?
Yeah, Ramiji.
अव्यक्तं व्यक्तिमापन्नं मन्यन्ते मामबुद्धयः परं भावमजानन्तः ममाव्ययमनुत्तमम् नाहं प्रकाशः सर्वस्य योगमाया समावृतः मूढोऽयं नाभिजानाति लोको मामजमव्ययम् वेदाहं समतीतानि वर्तमानानि चार्जुन भविष्याणि च भूतानि मां तु वेद न कश्चन इच्छाद्वेषसमुत्थेन द्वन्द्वमोहेन भारत सर्वभूतानि सम्मोहं सर्गे यान्ति परन्तप येषां त्वन्तगतं पापं जनानां पुण्यकर्मणां ते द्वन्द्वमोहनिर्मुक्ताः भजन्ते मां दृढव्रताः जरामरणमोक्षाय मामाश्रित्य यतन्ति ये ते ब्रह्म तद्विदुः कृत्स्नम् अध्यात्मं कर्म चाखिलम् साधिभूताधिदैवं मां साधियज्ञं च ये विदुः प्रयाणकालेऽपि च मां ते विदुर्युक्तचेतसः
So last week we covered verse number 20 to 23 of chapter 7. So just to recap the main points, she introduces the concept of gods, and we read explanation from Swamiji's book, Symbolism of Gods and Rituals. What does it mean? It's all symbolic. There are no gods and goddesses. They represent our extroverted pursuits, our desires for the objects and beings of the world. So it is used symbolically. So people who are ignorant, those who don't understand that there is no happiness in the external world, they try to find happiness through various means at various levels of their personality: physical, emotional, intellectual. So all these pursuits at various levels of our personality, they are symbolized as gods and goddesses. So it's a concept. And why are people doing that? All of us are doing that. It's a question of more or less, because we are ignorant of the fact that we are all full. That is our original nature. Supreme reality is our original nature, which is a state of absolute fulfillment, total peace, infinite peace, paripurna, whole. Nothing is lacking. But due to ignorance, we all experience incompleteness. And to address that incompleteness, thoughts they start going to the world. So they are called as desires. And whole life goes in this pursuit. And you put efforts, all this symbolic language. I'm just trying to explain to you the gist, corresponding rights and all that. What does it mean? So you have desire for wealth. You put efforts to acquire wealth. You have a desire for a family life. So you acquire family, and whole life goes in that. They are not saying it is right or wrong. This is how life folds out for most people. But what he is telling us, that is interesting, that you may pursue desires whole life. You may try to fulfill them. You may also acquire the objects of your desires. But sense of incompleteness remains. So why that sense of incompleteness remains? Because what we all are looking for is infinite peace. So how can world provide infinite peace? All these are finite objects and beings. So you want wealth, you acquire X amount of wealth. You may become even the richest man or a woman in the world. Still, you will not find contentment. There will not be any satisfaction, because what you are looking for is infinite peace. And any amount of wealth is finite, even if it is lots of wealth. Somebody may want happiness at emotional level, and let's say your emotions are catered to by your spouse, by your friends, by whoever. Still, you will not find satisfaction. That incompleteness is there, because what you're looking for through emotions is infinite peace. So, how can anybody cater to your emotions infinitely? It's not possible. So, poetic way of saying that, Krishna is saying, I keep that Shraddha going. Meaning, Krishna symbolizes that your original state, infinite peace, infinite bliss. So, it's all poetry. What you need to understand is a message. And therefore, in verse number 23, he says, people who cannot think, alpa medhasam. That is where we concluded last week. Finite indeed is the fruit to those who are of small intelligence. Alpa Medasam, people who cannot think, ignorant people. So why is he saying that? Because any person who does not understand his original nature, his purpose of life, he's an ignorant person. A dreamer has got only one mission, that he has to wake up. So similarly, we have only one mission, to find out our identity. All our problems, mental agitations, worry, anxiety, whatever you are going through, everybody is going through, is due to loss of our identity. So any person who has understood the message of the scriptures, he understands the only purpose is to wake up from this illusion into which we all have fallen, isn't it? So therefore he says, Alpa Medasam. And they keep on pursuing the world whole life. The worshippers of the gods go to the gods. Whatever you pursue, you acquire that. You get that. You put efforts to get that. But my devotees reach me. So it all depends on where are your thoughts. You become what you think. That's the principle. So if you think of wealth, wealth, wealth all the time, you will pursue wealth entire life. If you think negatively also, I think a few weeks back I told somebody, that why so much of anger, why so much of rage all the time, negative feelings. So if you are entertaining negative feelings, emotions all the time, it's a matter of time you will act on it. At some stage, it will be translated into action. Nobody understands that principle. See, when we magnify, we understand. This is how crimes happen, isn't it? See, nobody. Yes, there are some crimes of passion, but that also that person has been entertaining those feelings for ages. So if you entertain negative feelings, you will go in that direction. You may not act, even if somebody may say, no, I will not act. Okay, you will not act, but you will entertain negative emotions. But that's the direction you are taking. So when Krishna says, my devotees reach me, even if you entertain this thought that my mission in life is to find out my identity, see, eventually you will gather your efforts, meaning put efforts in that direction. It may not happen overnight. It takes a while, isn't it? Because you have been going in a particular direction and it has acquired that momentum, but at least you know when you study scriptures, now you understood the importance of this concept, the purpose of your life. So eventually you will start putting efforts to gain the ultimate state of self realization. You will start putting efforts to become a better human being to begin with. So that's what it means. My devotees reach me. It's poetry. If you take it literally, this is what happens. Most people take it literally. You have to be Krishna's devotee only. Then only you will. There is no. It's all symbolic. So this is what we covered last week. Verse number 20 to 23. So are we okay? Anything not clear? Anything is bothering you? Any concept? Mohini auntie, all clear? Where is Sanjay? Unmute yourself.
Auntie, unmute.
Where is Sanjay? It's okay. Say hi to Sanjay.
Hey guys, this is Sanjay Sharma. I'm here. I'm not sure if
Okay,
I'm the
hi.
if
Hari
I'm the
Om
right
Sanjay.
Sanjay.
I'm just at the gym on the treadmill, so.
Okay,
That's-
okay,
I'm in Austin, Amitji,
okay.
in
Good, good,
Texas with
good.
my daughter.
Okay, great, great.
Okay. No.
All right. Verse number 24, please.
अव्यक्तं व्यक्तिमापन्नं मन्यन्ते मामबुद्धयः परं भावमजानन्तः ममाव्ययमनुत्तमम् अव्यक्तं व्यक्तिमापन्नं मन्यन्ते मामबुद्धयः परं भावमजानन्तः ममाव्ययमनुत्तमम्
Translation: The foolish think of me, the unmanifest, as having manifestation. Vyaktam means manifestation. Avyaktam means what is not manifest, unmanifest. So, abuddhayaha, meaning people who cannot think, foolish people. They think of me, meaning God, the unmanifest, the supreme reality is unmanifest, as having manifestation. So due to ignorance, they believe God is manifest. Not knowing my supreme nature, immutable, unsurpassed. Avyayam, meaning immutable, changeless. Anupamam, unsurpassed. It's all the best. That's the literal meaning. So, ignorant people, they believe, vast majority would fall into this category. They believe, what do they believe? That God or supreme reality is manifest. God is unmanifest. It is the subject in all our experiences. It is the substratum of the whole universe. Universe is manifest, but the substratum, the God, the supreme reality, is unmanifest. But foolish people, ignorant people, they believe that unmanifest has become manifest. See, especially back home in India, a lot of people, they believe that God has descended on earth from heaven. Krishna, for example. A lot of people believe, but fortunately or unfortunately, nobody reads Bhagavad Gita. What is Krishna himself saying? If you say this to staunch devotees of Krishna, I don't know what they will do to you. But what is Krishna? What is Lord Himself saying? Doesn't matter what I say. Doesn't matter what you say. He says, "The foolish think of me. I'm unmanifest, but having manifestation." That Krishna has come on earth. Lord Rama has come on earth. Every part of the world, they have this superstition. All of them are self-realized masters. Of course, there is everything special about them. So any human being, when he removes all his desires, he becomes a self-realized person. There's a definition of self-realization. So Krishna is one such enlightened master. Christ is another example. Buddha is a galaxy of saints and sages. So all of us have the potential to reach that state. But we are busy, to use Emerson's language, American philosopher. Who are you? Who am I? God playing fool with his desires. This is how Ralph Waldo Emerson he describes. God, you're actually God, you're supreme reality. But playing fool throughout your life with what? Your desires. So when you remove your desires. That's what spiritual path is all about. Through action, devotion, and knowledge, you purify your desires to begin with. And then, towards the end, the last lap of the spiritual journey is through contemplation and meditation, all desires are gone. So, when all desires are completely removed, you reach a state of self realization or God realization. So, Krishna is one such enlightened person. But due to ignorance, people believe that the God is in flesh and blood. That's the misconception. And when we say manifestation, manifestation means which can be experienced by perception, feelings, and thoughts. This is a definition of manifestation. Anything which is manifest, you can verify. How can you verify? By perception, meaning by your senses. You can see flower, you can verify there is a flower, isn't it? You go to Niagara Falls, you can verify there is Niagara Falls. You can see, you can hear the roaring water, the mist you can see. Emotions, you can feel your emotions. Similarly, thoughts, concepts, you can comprehend with your intellect, however subtle it may be. E is equal to mc square is a concept, but you can comprehend that with your intellect. So that which can be experienced by your senses, meaning perception, feelings, and thought, is vyaktam, is manifest. But you cannot perceive, feel, comprehend God or supreme reality. God is the subject in you which enables you to perceive, feel, and think. You see a flower, so you can see flower. But what makes you see flower is God. You can hear sound. Right now you're hearing sound, so sound can be heard. But what makes you hear that sound? What is that subject in you? That's the God principle in all of us. You can feel emotions, positive emotions, negative emotions. What makes you feel those emotions is God. Similarly, with intellect, you can comprehend various thoughts, various ideas. So, what makes you comprehend using your intellect is God. But God cannot be perceived, felt, and comprehended because it is unmanifest. It is the subject in you. Somebody is new to this concept, it's not complex, but you need to think about it. And we often give example of a flashlight and battery cells. So if you go hiking, you use a flashlight, you use a torchlight, and it has got battery cells. So that flashlight, you can see everything. Even in the pitch darkness, you can see everything, but you cannot see the battery cells. That's the subject. That's what flashlight is all about. So that light cannot illumine the battery cells, isn't it? So similarly, God principle enables you to perceive, feel, and think at body, mind, intellect level, but you cannot perceive God. You cannot feel God. You cannot intellectually say, okay, now I understood concept of God. Now, with this knowledge, you understand who is right, who is wrong. In the sense, people when they talk something unscientific, you have the scriptures to refer to. I heard the voice of the God. I mean, it's out one verse you can understand. It's not possible. Moses went in the mount and he heard the voice of the God. It's all symbolic. You need to understand that. See, for ignorant people, it is required. Otherwise, they will say, "Who is God? Why are you saying it? What is your authority?" But there's no actual voice of God. The voice of God is the scriptures. That's all. And it is immutable. Avyayam, meaning changeless. Change comes through the process of birth and death. So anything which doesn't have birth, doesn't have death, it is changeless. Ocean is changeless because it was never born. It was always there. So it is changeless. Waves are born, waves die. So therefore, you can see the changes. Gold is changeless. Ornaments, they are born and they die. They have birth and death. Gold doesn't have birth and death. It was always there. And the God or the supreme reality is Anuttamam, meaning unsurpassed, the best, peerless. There exists nothing beyond supreme reality. It is the highest state human being can achieve. There is nothing beyond that. See, when it comes to terrestrial achievement, there is always something to achieve. You acquire X amount of money, you want more. Even if you become the richest person, you can still acquire more. You become a CEO of a company, but still you want something else. Maybe you want name, fame, reputation. It never ends. So that pursuit of finding happiness never ends. That's what it actually means. But once you reach the state of self-realization, your pursuit of happiness ends because you are experiencing infinite peace, infinite bliss. So there is nothing beyond that. In a dream state, there is so much to achieve for a dreamer. Always go back to this example whenever concept becomes very subtle. So there is no end to dream pursuits, isn't it? Whatever dreamer may acquire at any levels of his personality, there is no end to it. There is always something he wants. He becomes the most famous person in the world in a dream. Still, there is something else he or she would want. But the moment dreamer becomes the waker, I mean, so it's all over. He has hit the ultimate. So therefore, the state of self-realization is called as the highest. But we are caught up in conditioned states, waking, dream, deep sleep. So our life revolves around these three states. But that state, the state of self-realization, is also called as Turiya. Turiya means fourth, the fourth plane of consciousness. So when you hit that, there is nothing beyond that state. It is the highest. Therefore, Anuttamam, it is unsurpassed, beyond which there is nothing. So, point to note in verse number 24 is God is not manifest. If you understand this, I mean, a lot of superstition will go away. And it's not easy since childhood, it's not our fault. Our grandmother has told this, grandfather has been telling this, your aunts, aunties, everybody, they have, I mean, well-meaning people, but they don't know the truth. So it's not easy to take it out of your system. Unfortunately, Lord himself is saying, if somebody else was saying, who are you to? No, Lord himself is saying, come on, I'm not manifest. Verse number 25, please.
Amiji, I have a question. So
Yeah.
if you're saying the self-realized state is the highest beyond the
Now, who is asking
dream,
the question? I mean, I can't see.
Magdalena here.
Where are you? Yeah, yes.
I'm here. Lena is the short form.
Yeah.
So if the self-realized state is the highest beyond dreaming, waking, and deep sleep,
Right.
and you're saying Brahman is not manifested, like it's not. So how can I even self-realize, because for me, I know I cannot comprehend, but for me, it's like if I self-realize, it is a type of manifestation, right? So I'm getting to the fourth state beyond
Right.
whatever the state I am right now is.
Right.
But also, so can you elaborate on this maybe a little bit? Because, and also in terms of like, if I am, if the substratum of me is God and my
Mhm.
thoughts, feelings, and my actions are just the execution of that. So how can I feel like if I am feeling very, like, let's say I feel sad and I remember, well, the substratum is God, and I can choose to feel differently. So I'm executing based on what is my substratum. So it's also some type of manifestation for me, the choice to act this way or that way. So I know that was a little bit more than I wanted, but if you
Yeah,
could
it's
maybe.
okay.
Thank you.
See, right now, you and I are conditioned. This is the easiest way to understand. Conditioned by our desires. And that conditioning has produced these three states of consciousness: waking, dream, deep sleep. So, as long as you are caught up in these three states, you will go through ups and downs of life. It is a question of more or less because you are playing with desires. So, when desires are not fulfilled, you are going to feel unhappy. So, that's the price you pay. But those who have reached the ultimate state of self realization, they are telling that to us by their own experience that they are full. So you can't experience that. You can't get a glimpse of that. I mean, wish it was like that, like if only a dreamer could get a glimpse of waking state. I mean, all the nonsense which he does in the dream state, instantly he will drop. So therefore, what we need is like knowledge. Drop by drop, you get this knowledge. That is your morning study. Slowly, these concepts they start making sense, and then your direction changes. And to the extent your direction changes, I mean, you understand the purpose of your life. To that extent, you will experience that you're not getting affected by the world, relatively speaking. Like when you are ignorant, you know, before you got exposed to this knowledge, I mean, I don't mean you, I mean, just as a concept. I mean, anything and everything perhaps used to upset you. A lot of people, they say this. But with the exposure to this knowledge, I mean, when they're established 20%, 30%, they say, I mean, the things which used to bother me, I mean, they don't bother me anymore. This is how we can experience that we are going towards that. But what is the ultimate truth? What is that experience? I mean, it's not possible because we are conditioned personalities. Conditioned person cannot understand what is unconditioned state. So state of self-realization is unconditioned state. But fortunately, it is not in black and white. To the extent you put efforts, to that extent you see the change in yourself. So your own experience, peace of mind, you can use any word, lack of mental agitations is a proof that you are heading in the right direction, and it makes sense. So they are talking about people who are gone beyond illusion. Are you okay?
Thank you.
Verse number 25, please. Did we chant verse 25? Okay.
नाहं प्रकाशः सर्वस्य योगमाया समावृतः मूढोऽयं नाभिजानाति लोको मामजमव्ययम् नाहं Soham prakashah sarvasya yogamaya samavritah mudhoyam nabhijanati loko mamajamavyayam.
Translation: veiled by Yogamaya, illusion born of the union of the three gunas, qualities. You can see the chart in the book, it becomes quite clear. So, due to this Yogamaya, I'm not manifest to all. Supreme reality, you don't understand supreme reality. This deluded world knows me not, the unborn, the imperishable. Now, when we did verse number 13 and 14, it was explained in detail. And I think we had projected this PowerPoint, Vijay, which is in the book in front of you. So you have to have the book in case somebody is new. You have to have the book if you are planning to continue. Without book, you will not understand what I am teaching. So it is right in front of you. The prism. No, when that colorless light passes through the prism, what you get? You get seven colors, big periodic colors. But light is that beam of light is colorless. So that prism turns colorless light into seven colors. So similarly, supreme reality is one. Brahman alone exists. There is only supreme reality. Yeah, there you go. So that's what he is referring to, and it's in the book in front of you. So what is that yoga maya? What is that illusion? So when supreme reality comes in contact with desires, our personality, we experience a pluralistic world of objects and beings. So where there is oneness, where there is only one supreme reality, what are we experiencing? A pluralistic world of objects and beings, which actually does not exist. It's an illusion. So go to that prism example. And whole life we are caught up in this delusion. Dealing with illusion, life is good, life is bad. It's like saying illusion is good, illusion is bad. Illusion is illusion. It doesn't exist. So due to that is yoga maya. So when supreme reality comes in contact with desires, the nature of your desires could be sattvic, rajasic, tamasic. So as per your nature, you project the world, which doesn't exist, which is an illusion. So the left side, that colorless light, stands for supreme reality, which is one. And the right side of the prism, you get seven colors, periodic colors. That is the world you and I are experiencing. So it's an illusion. He uses the word yoga maya in this context. And whole life we are caught up in this illusion. And it's not easy to overcome. That's what he told us in verse number 14, isn't it? A boy seeing the snake where there is a rope. It is not easy to convince that boy that why are you unnecessarily going through all this mental agitation. There is rope, there is no snake. You and I understand that. But a boy who is experiencing the snake, there is no way you can talk to him. So that's the difficulty all these great masters they are having. I have this problem, that problem. You don't know what my problem is. I am the most sinful person in the world. You come to my home, you also will forget about everything. Too much of tension, agitations, and conflicts and confrontations. Where? This is what they will ask. Where is the conflict? Where is the confrontation? It's all illusion. Are you with me? It's impossible to talk to us. That's the difficulty these great masters they are having. They just nod. Okay. Some words of comfort they will say, and wish you all the best. So that is all yoga maya, illusion in which we are caught up. Another example we often mention in this forum, I mean, I don't know whether I have discussed in the past, is that dark warehouse example. So can we have the PowerPoint, please? Same concept, but it becomes easy. Prism example is there in front of you. Now, to explain the concept of illusion, that dark warehouse example is quite useful. So it is a warehouse. I don't know whether it looks like it's a dark warehouse, a storehouse, and it's totally dark. And there is a small round hole in the roof of that dark warehouse, storage, American language storage. $500, $1,000 you pay. Imagine there is a small hole on the top of the roof. So you see that the round hole on top, like a ring. In between, you don't see anything. And on the floor, again, you see that circle, that light. In between, there is nothing. It's very interesting, like pitch darkness. So you agitate the dust, you start sweeping. Imagine it's very dusty, and you start sweeping. And the dust slowly rises to the top. So everywhere there is dust. So when dust rises, when you sweep, what you see is a beam of sunlight. That's the beam of sunlight. It's nothing but dust particles, isn't it? So what you see the dust, but sunlight is unmanifest. That is interesting. Sunlight is everywhere in that room, but only where there is a dust, sunlight comes in contact with the dust, what you see is that beam, solid beam, which is made up of dust. But sunlight remains what? Sunlight remains what?
Unmanifested.
It is unmanifest. But due to its contact association with dust particles, what you see is the beam of the sun, the solid beam you see. So what is that? It is Yoga Maya. So similarly, supreme reality is everywhere. It is unmanifest. So wherever it comes in contact with bunch of desires, which is nothing but you and me, we project a pluralistic world which does not exist and in which we all are completely caught up, positively or negatively. Either way, it is applicable. So that is Yoga Maya. So you cannot recognize all pervading supreme reality because you are deluded by desires. This is the message. All of us are. So you see plurality, you experience plurality where there is unifying reality. There is nothing else, only supreme reality is existing. And more ignorant you are, more pluralistic is your experience. More demarcations, more distinctions, more divisions, more conflicts, more confrontations. It's like an animal, See, some animals in animal kingdom, if you see the documentaries, the mother has to protect her puppies from the father. It is scary. The father can come home and eat the puppies. Imagine human father comes home and mother is hiding the baby. Why? Because the father is hungry. Absurd. Even when we discuss this, you'll say, what example you are giving? But in animal kingdom, it is possible. The tigress or a lioness, they have to hide their cubs. Have you not seen the documentaries? So there is no identification at all, even with its own offspring. Totally pluralistic, divisions, demarcation. That is animal life. But then again, when it comes to humans, you find there are so many demarcations and distinctions. I'm a man, I'm a woman. The big fight going on. Both are human beings, and absurd, You cannot identify with your own wife. Wife has to be female by default. Don't complicate. Somebody may, I had given this example. No, not necessarily. Please. You cannot, how can you not identify with your own spouse? So there, that itself is a demarcation. Now, when are you going to identify with others? So it's a symptom of ignorance. Are you with me? And division, demarcation could be based on, I mean, any reason or lack of it. Color of the skin, I am black, you are white, I am blue, you are yellow. And this is what the fight is going on. I'm from Midwest, I'm from, I don't know, I'm Texan, I'm from India, you're from China. I'm poor, you're rich. So more ignorant you are, more pluralistic is your experience, meaning more distinctions, divisions. But as you get established in this knowledge, that was Lina's question, that how do I know? You know by your own experience, that you start identifying with others. That feeling of oneness comes, isn't it? People may not agree with you. You may not subscribe to their way of functioning, ideas, ideologies. It's okay. That doesn't mean you have to feel that demarcation. I don't know, half the America hates another half of America, the politics. I'm not saying you have to subscribe to their views. Democratic, what is that? What two parties we have? Democrats and Republicans. I mean, either you have to be Republican or Democrat. There's no third choice given to us. So half of us hate another half of America. Is absurd. I'm not saying you subscribe to their political views, right, wrong, whatever. End of the day, we all are Americans. We all are human beings, So this is how you know that you're going in the right direction. And as you evolve, almost hit self-realization or short of self-realization, it is called as savikalpa samadhi, meaning there is only duality. I mean, almost you are one with reality, but still that 100% oneness is not there. You are experiencing God. So you see that divinity in all objects and beings. But still, there is a fiber of your ego left. But the highest is you see only oneness. You experience only oneness. Actually, there is nothing to experience. There is only oneness. You become that oneness principle. So it is called as nirvikalpa samadhi. All these are words. Don't worry about these words. Meaning is a state of self-realization, total self-realization. All dualities are gone. But till you reach that state, the short of self-realization is called as savikalpa samadhi, meaning you experience divinity everywhere. And then who is experiencing divinity? Where there is divinity, what is there to experience? You become that divinity. So you have to go by where you are. So if you are experiencing distinctions, demarcations, confrontations, even at your home, forget about others. When are you going to go in the right direction? So you need to correct yourself. That is all it means. And it is avyayam. Ajam avyayam, meaning it is unborn. So already explained, ocean is not born. Waves are born. So they have birth and death. Gold is not born. Ornaments, they are born. So ornaments have birth and death. So it is imperishable. Are we okay? So I gave you two examples. The prism example is in the book, but this warehouse example might help you to understand it better. So, veiled by Yogamaya, I am not manifest to all. So, where there is supreme reality, we are experiencing a pluralistic world. That is what it means. This deluded world knows me not. We don't understand what is supreme reality. We are functioning on the right side of the prism. If you take that example, just to understand the concept. Verse number 26.
वेदाहं समतीतानि वर्तमानानि चार्जुन भविष्याणि च भूतानि मां तु वेद न कश्चन वेदाहं समतीतानि
Bhutani.
वर्तमानानि चार्जुन भविष्याणि च भूतानि मां तु वेद न कश्चन
Translation. O Arjuna, I know the beings of the past, present, and future, but no one knows me. Now, the topic 5, the last topic, starts from verse number 26. The last topic, 26 to 30, is called Wise People They Seek and Gain Brahman. I repeat, last topic, topic 5, is from verse number 26 to 30. So, what Krishna is telling us, that I know the beings, I meaning supreme reality. Brahman is speaking, as it were. Brahman doesn't speak, God doesn't speak. It's all symbolic, it's a concept. I know the beings of the past, present, and also in the future. There are going to be beings, different types of creatures. They were past, in the past, there were a set of creatures. I know them all. Whatever happened within them, I know. Now also, what is happening within your personality, I know. In future also, what is going to happen within your personality, I know. So it's a concept. So what you have to understand is, the word which we use in this context is pure consciousness, self, Atman. All these are synonyms. Self or God principle, pure consciousness, enlivens your personality. So whatever you are feeling right now, you're feeling, experiencing various things with your senses. You're experiencing various emotions. You're experiencing various thoughts. So what enables you to perceive, feel, and think is the God principle. It's pure consciousness. Are you with me? Now, what is helping you to experience your perceptions, feelings, and thoughts? See, there are 60, 70 of us. It becomes very easy. So Vijay is experiencing whatever life he has, his perceptions, emotions, and thoughts. He is in Troy. What enables him to perceive, think, and feel? It's pure consciousness, right? But Vijay cannot understand what his wife is perceiving, feeling, and thinking, though they are in the same house. Are you with me? There is some delivery. I need to, important delivery, expensive. I think we ordered that camera that has come. So, can you please read the
Yes, Amit.
please read the commentary from the verse.
Yes, Amit. The last topic covers verses 26 to 30 It states how the wise cross the illusion of this world and realize the supreme self, Atman, within. Beings of the present experience only the present world. Beings of the past experienced the past world. Beings of the future will experience the future world. All experiences are confined to perceptions and actions, emotions and thoughts pertaining to their particular world. Beings at any period of time cannot actually experience their preceding and succeeding worlds. But the pure consciousness acts as the base of all experiences in all periods of time. The consciousness existed in the past, exists in the present, will exist in the future. It enabled beings in the past to experience what they experienced then. It enables present beings to experience what they experience now. Likewise, it will enable future beings to experience what they will experience then. The consciousness takes the form of I. The I knew the past. The I knows the present. The I will know the future. Krishna, personifying the pure consciousness, acts as the I, knowing everything eternally. Beings, however, have limited knowledge, confined by their senses, mind, and intellect. Every individual is consciousness, conditioned by his material equipments. The conditioning separates him from the consciousness. He lacks knowledge of the supreme consciousness, which Krishna refers to as me. Therefore, the consciousness knows every being at all times, but no being knows the consciousness. Krishna pronounces this truth to Arjuna. I know the beings, but no being knows me.
So the missionaries were at the door. And personally, I always respect them. I mean, I've seen some people, they are rude to them. It's not, I'm not saying what you should do. I mean, at least they're having that faith and conviction. That's what we should learn from them. So anyway, come back. Can we have the PowerPoint, please? The commentary was read. It becomes very easy with that PowerPoint. Yeah, there you go. So supreme reality is eternal, all-pervading, eternal, pure consciousness. It means God principle. In this context, we are using that word. So that pure consciousness enlivens all beings, perceptions, feelings, and thoughts, right? So there are millions of creatures on planet Earth or wherever there are living beings. We don't know. Principle is same. Same God principle, same pure consciousness is the substratum of each one's personality. But let's say Sam is one such person. But Sam does not understand what is happening even in his own home, his spouse. But the same supreme reality, same pure consciousness is enlivening Sam's spouse's personality. Are you with me? Perceptions, feelings, and thoughts. Sam, let's say he's an American. He doesn't know what an ant in South Africa is feeling. It has its own life. But the same pure consciousness enlivens that ant's life. So we use the word conditioned consciousness. So you and I are conditioned consciousness. Our personality, our consciousness, our awareness is confined to only our perception, actions, feelings, and thoughts, only to this personality, body, mind, intellect. But we don't understand, we are not aware of what is happening in another being's life. Jigar is in Dumfield Hills. He is perceiving something, he is feeling something, he is entertaining various thoughts. I'm in West Dumfield, maybe 10 miles away from him. I cannot know what is happening inside him. He cannot know what is happening inside me. I am conditioned consciousness. Jigar is conditioned consciousness. Our consciousness, our awareness is confined to our personality. But same pure consciousness enlivens Jigar's personality, his perceptions, feelings, and thoughts, and Amit's perceptions, feelings, and thoughts. Does it make sense? In the present, this is what is happening. There are millions and billions of creatures. So the same pure consciousness enlivens all beings. In the past, there were different set of people, different set of creatures. If you go to Henry Ford Museum, I don't know how many of you been there, those who are from Michigan. So it's very interesting. I mean, they had displayed farm equipment and what was a lifestyle 100 years back or maybe 150 years back. So there was a different set of people, different life they experienced, which we don't know. What was that life? No cell phone, no nothing, no car, nothing. But they had their own perceptions, they had their own feelings, they had their own thoughts. The same pure consciousness enlivened their personality, isn't it? Now, where are those people? They are gone. They have been replaced by you and me in the present. You and I are also going to go. One day, we will be replaced by another set of people, another set of creatures. So in future also, let's say 10 million years down the line, there'll be a set of people. They will experience their own perception, feelings, and thoughts. What will enable them to have that experience? The same pure consciousness. See this PowerPoint, can we have it back, Vijay? It becomes very easy. So at any time you are aware of your perceptions, actions, feelings, and thoughts only, not of others, either in the present, past, or future. But pure consciousness is the foundation of all experiences of all beings in the past, in the present, in the future. So therefore, Krishna is saying, I know the beings of the past, present, and future. Now, again, if you take it literally, a lot of people take it literally that, okay, Krishna maybe knows what is happening inside my mind. Krishna knows, what is happening in that ant's mind in South Africa. No, it's not like that. Krishna symbolizes pure consciousness, the God principle. So that God principle, pure consciousness, is the substratum of everybody's personality, but our personality is conditioned. So you break the conditioning, you remove the ego, what is left? That's the practical application. You break the prism, what is left?
Pure consciousness.
What is left is pure consciousness. So therefore, put efforts to come out of this conditioning. And no one knows me. You cannot perceive, feel, and comprehend supreme reality. Already explained in the previous verse. So therefore, he's saying no one knows me, but I know everybody. That I know everybody should not be taken literally. Therefore, I am trying to explain so much. So how do you know it? How do you know supreme reality? How does conditioned consciousness know pure consciousness is my question.
Remove the conditioning.
Remove the conditioning. What is that conditioning? What creates conditioning?
Desires.
Your desires. So you remove your desires, you eliminate all your desires, which creates this limited, finite personality, conditioned personality, conditioned consciousness. And your consciousness, your awareness, all these synonyms, is confined only to your unit. But what enlivens that unit, which is your personality, is pure consciousness. The same pure consciousness enlivens any life, past, present, and future. So come out of this conditioning, wake up. The dreamer becomes the waker. That is all. So the easiest way to understand, again I'm repeating, is get hold of that PowerPoint. Just take a photo. It's very easy. So are we okay? We overshot the time, but it's okay. It's a subtle concept. See, now if you read the translation, it makes sense. Oh, Arjuna, I know the beings of the past, present, and future. Pure consciousness. But no one knows me. You and I cannot understand pure consciousness. We can't perceive, feel, and think in that sense. So transcend the personality, transcend body, mind, intellect. You become that all-pervading, eternal, pure consciousness. That's what you are, actually. So any quick questions?
So that basically means the condition creates the diversity in us, but the consciousness is basically what makes us all one, the unconditioned consciousness.
Substratum of our personality is pure consciousness, God principle, use any word. Wherever there is a living being, there is diversity, there is heterogeneity. So what creates heterogeneity is body, mind, intellect. But what is the homogeneous principle in this heterogeneity? Is God principle. It's pure consciousness. So it depends on where is your focus. If you are focused on the equipment, you see divisions, demarcations. If you're focused on the homogeneous principle in all beings, you experience oneness. I know these are subtle concepts, but you have to read the book. Try to understand from PowerPoint, it becomes very easy, you know. And if something is not clear, feel free to clarify. Even in the next class, you can clarify. All right, so should we conclude today? I will see you tomorrow or next week.
Thank you.
Welcome.
Thank you, Amitji.
Thank